Hello everyone and welcome back to the Wrench and Fool. In this video we're here in a rental car. So I think this is a 2023 Hyundai Sonata. This is a rental car that's replacing for the moment my Hyundai Ioniq 5 because it's in the shop getting some minor repairs done. I'd been meaning for a while to do a sort of baseline run for my 500-mile challenge videos, and I want to do that baseline in an internal combustion vehicle just to see basically what's the difference between an internal combustion vehicle driving a long distance, sort of the gold standard of what we're all used to as far as driving long distances, compared to the EVs that I have tested. So we're going to do a 500-mile challenge using the same rules that I do with all the EVs that I test, and just see basically what the time difference is. So let's get started. All right, here we are in Medford, Oregon at our turnaround point. So we've got here, I think we're sitting at 272 miles currently. We've been on the road for about 4 hours. I've actually already stopped for gas and already gotten food. So my plan was to do the 30-minute break here, and that's where we're at right now. We're just approaching the end of the 30-minute break. So I'd been watching the fuel economy on the way over here, and the car was reporting, at one point it reported as high as 45 miles per gallon efficiency. And as we arrived here, it was sitting somewhere around 42 miles per gallon, which was surprising to me. I was not expecting it to be that high. So I decided to do the actual calculation, miles traveled versus how much gas we actually put it back into the vehicle. And back here in reality, we actually got about 34.2 miles per gallon, which is more in line with where I was expecting a mid-size car with a relatively mid-size engine to be. I don't get impressed by gasoline or even diesel fuel economy, because if you actually look at the... So anyway, I'm going to finish packing everything up here, and then we're going to get back on the road and start heading back home. right, we have made it back home. So we finished the 500-mile trip in 7 hours and 47 minutes. I went and filled up with gas just so I could keep track of the fuel economy. Doesn't really matter, but it's more just a trivial sort of thing. For the trip down there, we got 34.3 miles per gallon. For the trip back up, we got 37.5 miles per gallon. So for the complete trip, that means we got an average of 35.6 miles per gallon. It's okay. You know, it's what we've been taught to consider as pretty good for internal combustion engine vehicles, at least here in the US. So there's one other thing that I want to go over that really has nothing to do with this video, but just more the channel in general. When I first started this channel, I didn't really imagine that it would be so EV-centric, but that really has been what you all seem to be the most interested in, is the EV content. The other stuff that I've done that's not related to electric vehicles just doesn't get any views. If you do want to see some more of that, I'm happy to do more non-EV content. You know, this is a car channel, not specifically an EV channel, but I just try to do what I feel is getting the most interest from people. With that said, with where the channel is at right now and the content that I am able to create right now, I think that the best thing that I can offer is sort of an inside look of the experience of owning an EV. What I want to try and avoid is trying to sell people on EVs. I've been thinking about this for quite a while now, and the more that I think about it, the more I realize that electric vehicles will sell themselves when they're ready to be mainstream vehicles. And I don't think we're there yet. The electric vehicles are getting closer to being mainstream vehicles. They've improved drastically, even just recently, and we've seen the effects of that, where electric vehicles went from being undesirable and selling for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars less than MSRP to now, I would say 2022, from early 2022 up to now, selling for several thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars over MSRP. They've become far more desirable, and that's just because there's better electric vehicles available now. They're getting closer to being mainstream. The thing that's really holding electric vehicles back at this point, one, is production, you know, and the fact that they're being sold at massive markups. And two, it's the charging infrastructure. The fact that we still need route planners and things like that to be able to drive, for a lot of people to be able to drive an EV means that they're not ready for mainstream yet. So what I really want to focus on is just the experience of owning and driving an electric vehicle as someone who already has one. I'm not going to try and sell you on electric vehicles or convince you that they're better than any other vehicle, because the car itself needs to do that, not me. Now, one thing I am going to continue to do is try to call out the BS, and I mean that on both sides, because just as in politics, BS exists on both sides. Not only for the EV haters spreading a lot of misinformation, but also the EV fanatics making just fantasies, basically, trying to tell you things that just are not true. And so I'm going to continue to call it out on both sides, but I'm not going to try and convince anybody of EVs are better or internal combustion is better. That's just an argument that we don't need to be having. Let the cars decide that, not the fans. So that's a lot of rambling from me, but let me know what you think. What kind of content would you like to see on the channel? What do you think about the future of electric vehicles? Let me know down there in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. I think that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching.